What's up, people? I'm back. Fred White, Tales from the Pen. If you're new to the channel, please go down and hit the subscribe button. Click the bell next to it and click all. So you'll get notifications when I put up YouTube videos. Sometimes, because apparently a lot of people aren't getting their notifications. I apologize for that. I'm sorry for that. Also, if you're new to the channel, maybe just stopping in for the first time, my name is Fred. I'm from Queens, New York, and I talk about my experiences in the penitentiary. And I do it so these kids understand that prison, as I always say, is not a game. Prison is not a joke. There's nothing cool about the penitentiary. And that's why I do this channel. So if you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Please stay. Maybe leave a comment. Maybe click that like button. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about a bunch of things. Today we're just going to get up here and freestyle. Um, so I was listening to the radio last night, and Queen Latifah came on, right? Some people may have seen it when I put the little thing up on Instagram, right? UNITY, who are you calling a bitch, right? And it made me really, really start to think. And I spoke about this maybe a year ago, but it really, really made me think that these little girls are being led down the wrong path. I talk about penitentiary, I talk about prison, and I talk about a lot of male things on here, right? But, I don't want the ladies to get left out, right? Because here's the reality of it. See, back in them days, back in my days when there was Queen Latifah, there was MC Light, you know what I mean? There was women who projected positivity, right? And when I noticed that through the years, positivity doesn't sell. Positivity gets pushed to the side. Always. You can be a great rapper if you're pushing positivity. Every once in a while a Common may slip through, right? Common, he preaches, he don't talk all this dumb shit, right? And the ladies, and the ladies these days, what do they have? Right? Let's go over it. Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Megan the Stallion. This is what these little girls in this generation are listening to. And I don't know about you parents, but have you ever really listened to the lyrics of any of these people? It's just stripper music. That's it. That's what they're projecting to be. I had a client recently. I'm driving him around. He's got his daughter. She's 15, and we vibing. And he tells her, "Hey, tell him what you want to be when you grow up." She said, "I want to be an Instagram model." She's like, "I'm gonna put my Cashapp, and men are just gonna send me money." And I couldn't even blame her. You know what I mean? Me and Dad vibe too, because I had to put some words in his ear. But this is what these little girls is want to do now. They want to be Instagram and Facebook models, so that men from all over the world can just cash app them money to send them pictures. That's what you aspiring to be? Can I blame her? No. She's following Cardi B. Fucking Megan the Stallion. Like, come on, man. There's nothing positive about them chicks. Nothing. And I'm not gonna put the dude out there like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna tell you that he's very close to Cardi B. Works with her in the studio. That's all I'm gonna say. And he told me straight up that she never wrote one line on her album. Not one word. She's just a figurehead. She's just out there to promote bullshit and stripper shit and bending over and park your big truck in my little garage and all that dumb shit she be talking about. Right? In the back of my throat or whatever the fuck she be. It's crazy. She's just a figurehead to dummy down our children. Think about it. That's what they're doing. And and then, you know, the reality is, a lot of people may not like or whatever, but Kamala Harris is the vice president of the United States. That's something to, maybe a lot of people don't like how she got there or things she's done. But I'm saying is, that's more what they should be looking at. You know what I mean? That's more what they should be striving for. Something positive. Because the reality is, she's going to be president of the United States. You know, no disrespect. Joe Biden's like however old he is, right? He forgets his lines now. So you think he's going to be there 8 years? No. Fred White said it right here. She will be president of the United States. Now we talking. Just something to aspire for these little girls to aspire to realize that you don't have to just be an Instagram model. You don't have to be an Instagram model. Because to me, it's like prostituting yourself. That's all you doing. You get money to send pictures and all that to men and all of that. Like, this is what she said. This little 15-year-old girl. I put my Cash App up there and they're going to send me money. And I was just like, wow. Wow, it's crazy. And dad's got to be a little bit more like, hey, forceful, maybe guide her towards something positive. Because again, that's what it is. A lot of these little girls, man, they don't have those role models. They don't have none of that. When, the powers that be are promoting this bullshit. Think about it. And it's not just the, like, ladies' music. I mean, all the guys' music, too. You know what? We've had all this whole conversations and everything, right? About this whole Vlad, and it's not just Vlad. Let's just get it right. You know what I'm saying? All these dudes on, let's not just single out Vlad here. Like, if we're going to really call a spade, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's not just pick out Vlad. He's white. He's cultural vulturing. He's not. Let's not do that. Let's if we're gonna do that, let's put everybody in that category. Then let's add some more names, right? I'm not gonna do it because it's just, I just don't want that kind of cloud, and I don't need. You know what I mean? But you guys know who I'm talking about, who are promoting bullshit and letting dudes tell their fucking stories that they know could get them indicted. As journalists, as they call themselves, you have a responsibility, right? You have a responsibility. And, certain questions are going to trigger certain answers, right? Especially like, again, back to the whole Vlad thing. Vlad knows that a lot of these kids, these up-and-coming rappers, they're not interview savvy. So he knows that some of these questions, so tell us about the drugs you sold in the past. Tell us about, and these kids just are like, yeah, I did this. I was a shooter and this and that. And it's just like, so yeah, Vlad is semi-responsible. I never took anything from Vlad. Y'all know that. I don't, I try to stay impartial, but, some of the questions is baiting these kids and they don't have any idea what the fuck they're saying when they go up there. And you know who else, if we're going to blame Vlad TV, if we're going to blame these platforms, let's go a little higher. How about these record labels? When are some of these record labels going to get blamed? Right? Because here's the reality of the situation. The powers that be in any record label, anybody who distributes, right? They have the power to say, no. You're not putting that out. You're not going to, you're not going to put out, about the drive-bys and the killings and you're not going to put out all this gang shit. They have the power to stop that. But why would they? That's what sells. Negativity sells. Bullshit sells. Positivity don't get pushed to the side, right? I mean, you can see it. A lot of there's channels that, way higher than me promoting bullshit. I'll never get to that level. You know what I mean? I've come to that grips. I've come to that realization. I'm never gonna get to that level because I talk that positive shit. You know what I'm talking about? I talk that real shit because it's just like back in the days, right? In the early 2000s, I seen a statistic where it said in the penitentiary system, federal, state, everything, that the two highest selling rappers that people were buying their CDs, tapes, whatever you get in your jails, were Young Jeezy and Rick Ross. Young Jeezy, the snowman, you heard? #1 in the penitentiary. I wonder why. I wonder why. So if we're going to be blaming Vlad and all the rest of this, let's go a little higher than that. The people who are signing these kids. The people who are promoting this bullshit. The people who are letting this all this shit play on the radio. Let's call it what it is then. They want to dummy down the kids, man. They want them killing each other. They don't care. It sells millions. It's millions in their pocket. You think they care? I do. I care. And you should too. And if you have kids, you need to monitor what the fuck they listening to. You know, because these ladies too, you know, they go astray. These little girls, they go astray. Especially when they don't have any, you know, positive role models in their life. Or their fathers or whatever in their life. That's what happens. They get caught up in shit. These little girls start, you know, what do? They listen to all this music. Yeah. And they get with the dudes who like that music too. And who are into that. And promoting that. Next thing you know, this girl's involved with, you know, a hood dude running around shooting people. It's just my opinion. They're following, you know, these false idols. And these little girls get lost in translation because let me tell you all something, right? Women, if your man is doing wrong and your man is in and out of the house selling drugs and keeping drugs and things like that in your house, guess what? Guess what? You're going down too. 1,000%. You're going down too because, again, that's how the feds work. That's how the system works, period. Okay? Because what happens is this. They come and snatch everybody up. They snatch you up too. Because these drug dealers and all these people are in and out your house, so you know what's going on. And you could be in the room, I don't know what's going on, it's okay. All right, we got your 3 kids, though. We got all of them, you know. We're going to let them be raised in the foster system. Your kids are about to be taken away from you. And they will be raised in the foster system and you'll never see them again. And guess what happens? All of a sudden, these women start realizing maybe that man is not as important in their life, but it's too late. Now they have to rat now because they got kids, man. If the kids love is a whole different world. You can love anything that you want. I don't give a fuck who you love and what you love. When you have a kid, that's a whole different love. It's a whole different thing. And the feds, they prey on that. They love that shit. The feds love that shit. You know what else the feds do? They love when you've changed your life. What do I mean? You into shit. The feds know you're into shit. Maybe they already have you under indictment. Because, again, they can indict you 10 years ago, like I always say. And let you walk around and commit more crimes and get more entangled in their web. But you've already been under investigation. But then you may have an awakening and say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. This is not what I want to do. I want to change my life. I want to get a job. And I want to be a real man. Because here's the reality, man. If you out there hustling, talking about you got to feed your kids, you're a bozo. Because what's going to happen when you're in the penitentiary? Because you're going to the penitentiary. So you're using that as a short-term thing. I got to feed my kids. What about the long-term goal, man? What about, you know, grooming your kids? What about being there for your kids? You know, what about, you know, walking your daughter down the aisle and marriage? Like, what about all of that? Does that count? And what happens when you go away to these kids? And then they get lost in the streets. It's a fucking vicious cycle, man. So if you really, really love your kids, I don't give a fuck who you is. Like, I don't care who get mad at this. If you really, really love your kids, then you're not in the streets doing stupid shit. You're not. Because I see it all the time. I used to see it all the time on visits. Dudes, killers. Talking about I miss my kids. Man, listen. The fuck up. Come on, man. Nobody want to hear that shit. Nobody want to hear. I don't really even care who I offend or none of that shit. My kids got to eat. Well, get a fucking job. Get a CDL license or something. Where's my wallet? You know what I have? I have a limousine license. I can show you all this. Just my wallet's in the room. Limousine license. I have a food handler's license. I have an exterminator's license. I have all my construction certifications, including all my OSHAs. You see that? One Avenue, no problem. You gotta. This is how you have to think. Like, if you're a good parent, what's the goal, right? Of a good parent to raise your kids, right? Like, everything I do is for my kids and my family. Everything. Nothing's really for me. Everything I do is for the kids, man. And I guess when I don't see people thinking like that, I guess it's just a natural instinct, right? When you have somebody that don't think like you or don't do what you would do, they're like weird to you, right? Because it's just a matter of time if you out here getting money to feed your kids. And those are just fucking excuses, man. Get a job. I don't give a fuck if you got to work at McDonald's and make $200-300 a week. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Get a fucking job. You fucking bums. It's just crazy because, again, like Fred gets lost in translation sometimes. Listen, back to what I was saying. So when you change your life after you're doing wrong for so long, right? Hear me now. 3, 4, 5 years later, you're good. You're out the game. Life changed for you. Great. You know what the feds sit back and say? Yes. Because you're easier to flip. You're easier for them to get testimony. You're easier. You're not in that life anymore. You see? You're not in it. You have kids? Oh, okay. You want your kids taken away? No. That's how the feds work. Feds turn a lot of these rats, like the big time kingpin drug dealers and things like that, because they'll come in, they'll swoop up their mothers, their baby mothers, their sisters. They'll sweep them all up. So you could be the toughest fucking gangster in the world. Look, I ain't telling nothing. Fuck out of here. All right, come on, let me show you something. And they take you. Look in this room, and your mother's in there. Oh my God. Come to this room. Look at your baby mother. Oh, we got your sister over here too. Yeah. Now what? Now what? And your kids are going to be taken away too. They will be in foster care too. So unless you tell us what we need to know, right? And again, for the people who've changed their lives already and out of that life, sometimes your past can still haunt you. Because again, now you're out of the game. Now you're like, fuck, what am I going to do? Am I going to hold it down for the gang and go to jail for the rest of my life? Because here's the thing, people, right? Here's the thing. Everyone preaches that death before dishonor shit because they've never been through death before dishonor situations. I'll never tell. I'll never tell. What? Have you ever, had the bright lights on you? Right? Because everyone won't tell, but I watched the first 48, as I always say. Seems like there's a lot of fucking telling going on. Right? Biggest gangster gets in the room. What's he do? It was him. It was him in the next room. It was him. You can watch any episode of First 48. There's like 19 fucking seasons of it. Go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch the series Manhunters on A&E. Fugitive Task Force. And you'll see all these marshals. They'll be like, all right, hold on. I'm going to tell you who did it. I'm going to call my CI right now. They go out. They come back in. It was, Fred White did it. That's who did it. Let's focus on him now. Oh, Fred White. Oh, we've already had him under investigation for 4 years already. Oh, yeah. Am I making sense to y'all? The feds will lock up your whole family, man. Now what? Now what? What happened to that death before dishonor shit? What happened? It's the way it worked, man. There's so many rats and snitches, you know? So, I say all this to say that if you're a dad, make sure you're in your kid's life. Make sure you understand what's going on and make sure you know what they're watching, what they're doing. That's all I'm trying to say. So, gonna tell you a quick story real quick. So, flip it up. This is Tales from the Pen. So, you know how a lot of people are down on Tekashi telling everybody, Tekashi's by far not the only rapper that's ever done that. There has been lots of rappers that have done things like that. So, this is going to bother a lot of people right now because it's not really out there. Like, I've never really heard anything too much about it, but it's a fact what I'm about to tell you. All you ladies, you love Cool J, you love LL, yeah? LL Cool J, I'm not going to say he is he ratted. LL Cool J got on the stand and testified against my man. I know the dude personally, knew him for years. We was together. Spoon, my man Spoony Love, Brooklyn. Facts. Spoony, relieved him of his chain. You know what I mean? Give me that. You know what this is. Outside a skating rink. You see, back in the days, you know what I mean? The skating rinks was the shit. Like, that was the place where everybody went. The skating rinks was the hangout joint. So LL was there one night, came out, and Spoony Love, he's he like 5'3", 5'4". Good dude, little dude, good dude though. Yeah, I know I always say that with certain people, it's because I was with them and saw them in a different light. But Spoony, upped the tone on him, took his chain off. And now a lot of people are, I get it. But when you're in that life, right? LL got on the stand, testified. I seen the paperwork. It was him. I know Spoony Love's government name. I'm just not going to put it out there because maybe he changed his life. Maybe he don't want people to know that. Because I recently ran into, found my boy Cap. Love my dude down there, ATL. I ain't going to say his government either. And I was like, yo, let's do an interview. And he's like, yo, the people down here don't even know nothing about me. And I respect that. So I'm not going to put Spoony Love's. But people from Brooklyn know who Spoony Love is. And Spoon got a 10 to 20 for that robbery. Because he had like a past, other convictions prior to that. So for that robbery, for robbing LL Cool J, and LL, he didn't think LL was going to get on the stand. This is, I eliminate punks, put them in the trunk. This is LL. But you should have known, you know what I mean? The ladies love Cool J, not the hood. But anyway, so got on, it was him right there. Anytime an LL video used to come on up north, that's the truth. I'm like, Spoony would get mad as fuck. And turn that shit. Spoony, it don't matter who watching it. Spoony coming. He see LL, Spoony coming and changing the TV. Fuck out of here. So everybody knew wherever Spoony was. Like, don't mention LL. LL Rat got on the stand. I mean, a lot of people know that, but I just, so Tekashi, and there's a couple more. Maybe I just know personally. Like, it's not one of them I heard or this is what the rumors are, or I know Spoony Love well, knew him well. I don't know where he's at, what his existence is, if he's still around, I don't know. But it was a fact, seen the paperwork. Sorry, ladies. You know what I mean? This is what I mean. People get caught up in some things, and when the bright lights come on, they're going to tell. Everyone knows about Sammy the Bull, right? Oh, 17, 19, whatever that number is, 19 murders or some shit. And they just wanted Gotti. They let Sammy the Bull slide, give him 5 years for 19 homicides. That's more than like a serial killer. Think about it. That's like, Ted Bundy type, fucking Jeffrey Dahmer type, fucking Green River Killer type, Zodiac, like serial killer that got death penalties. And they gave him 5 years because they wanted the flamboyant one. They wanted the flamboyant one. They wanted John, right? But Sammy's not the first one to do that. You know, when I talk about these organizations and I say these gangs have confidential informants in them, I'm not just talking about like fucking street gangs, fucking hood gangs. I'm talking about people who are really up there. You know what I mean? Who have mansions in fucking the Hamptons. You know, not a Benz in the hood. I'm talking about those guys. Real gangsters. Fucking rats all running through there. Right? Anthony Gaspipe Picasso. Look him up. Killer. 36 homicides for the mob. Straight enforcement. Not even another fucking... It's always little fuckers. A little fuck. He... Seen the interview, he's like fucking little guy. Fucking killer. The whole mob was afraid of him. Because he would snap quick and kill you. Chop you up. Type shit. That's the shit he was on. 36 homicides. Guess what happened, though? When they started snatching his family members, guess what happened? You know. Told on everybody. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Unless you've been through death before dishonor situations, don't talk that death before dishonor shit. Don't talk that. Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because when them police come in and they snatch everybody and they snatch you and they start talking, you know, you're going to do 50 years and you have kids and all the rest of this shit, man, your perspective may change. Your perspective may change. You see, I've been through death before dishonor situations and I stood firm. My name is good in my hood, but what does that mean? Who cares? Who gives a fuck? You know, I told you I was the dude who told on me, you know, living a good life, big house, you know, corrections officer, family, pool in the back. You see what I mean? You guys gotta really think, man. All that gangster shit, man, I'm telling you, man, it goes out the window. It goes right the fuck out the window when them two investigators come in to sit down and start talking to you. So, you know, yeah, we've been watching you for 4 years. We have wiretaps. Because people, you know, it's just so crazy. You know, even go back to the right Godfather movie is you don't talk on the phone. You don't talk on the phone. But what do these dudes do? These dudes think they get throwaway phones and they can hear every conversation that you have. You got to realize that the technology these days is so much enhanced. So if they weren't trying to talk on the phone in the 60s and 70s when it was just little bullshit roto phones, imagine the technology that's in your cell phone right now. I'm sitting in my house yesterday and an alert comes up, your car is parked, you know, 2 blocks away. I'm like, what the fuck? How does my phone, I'm in the house, know where my car is? How the fuck? Wait, what? How did that happen? I'm still baffled. Maybe somebody could write in the comments below. How the fuck? How do they know where my car is? I just got that one too. Just got another one. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got 2 now. 2 big joints. But how did they know where my truck is? They know where the fuck you at all times, man. These computers, these phones, these everything. This technology. You can't do nothing and get away with it. You just can't, man. And all you big time drug dealers, let me enlighten you on something. The same way there's big time drug dealers, there's big time drug dealer robbers. There's big time drug dealer stick up kids. There's always a flip side to that coin. You out here getting money, guess what? Them dudes will snatch your daughter. Them dudes will snatch your mother. It's been proven. It's happened before. They will wait, you know. Look at the whole, everyone talking about that paid in full and AZ and all of that. Them dudes waited for AZ. Came in, put the gun. They had everybody already lined up. They tried to kill everybody in the house, kids and everything. Just didn't work out like that. They didn't, they ended up, a couple people ended up living. Yeah, I know that dude too, personally. Ron Dude. I know Ron Dude. You know what I mean? We was in Clinton together. He was the ref. I told y'all that. So I know a couple stories about him, some jailhouse shit, some gangster shit, stabbing people. Stabbed one dude who was like pretty much every Spanish person who ever been in the state of New York knows. Damn near took his eye out. Like, these dudes is killers. You got people in the penitentiary. Let me tell y'all something. You have people in the penitentiary that don't give two fucks what set you claim. You got people in the penitentiary that don't give a fuck what hood you from. You violate or they see something that they don't. I'm telling you, it don't matter. Because a lot of dudes get under that gang shit for protection. Y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that. Dudes out here and then they go in there and then they turn whatever's the popular thing because they scared. 90% of dudes. Remember that line Nori said? Dudes leave God body and come home blood. Most of them. Not all of them. There's some thorough dudes. You know what I mean? Gangster dudes. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying a lot of them. And dudes don't give a fuck who you are. Dudes that are they have a bunch of group of neutral dudes up there upstate that none of the gang dudes even fuck with because they know these dudes ain't playing. They're not playing razor tag. They're gonna try to stick a knife through your windpipe. Is that what you want to deal with? You got people that don't give a fuck. When they're going home, none of that shit. Two quick stories. So my man Giz, this is like my brother. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who's, you know what I mean? This is my boy. Me and Giz got real tight. Giz was a banger from Queens. Giz and the HDM jumped off the tier. I don't know if I told y'all the stories. It was a Muslim. He had something with some Muslims. He literally jumped off the tier by himself. Started screaming. And the name, he was like, word is born of the great God Allah. Some shit he screamed like that. Jumped off the tier to start stabbing. Giz was a gangster. So this was before that. So me and Giz was up north. Back in the 90s, a lot of dudes know who I'm talking about, who he is. But he got deported. He went to Jamaica. Last I heard he was doing good out there. He bought a few McDonald's franchises. The dude was a fucking genius. And he looked like Urkel. Fucking big glasses. Like the big glasses. He was nice and bald. But if you looked at Giz, you'd be like, who's this fucking nerd? And he'd fucking kill you. So Giz had got into it with this dude named HBO. Dude used to call HBO because this motherfucker, that's all he liked to watch was fucking HBO. So somehow he got dubbed the name HBO and fucking ran with it. So HBO was going, this is Sunday. HBO was going home Monday morning. So like around 9 o'clock in this little spot that was close to New York. So around 9 o'clock they would tell him, tell him pack it up. Around 9 o'clock. So HBO was, again, this is Sunday. HBO was going home the next day. And Giz was going home Wednesday. A few days. They had got into it. Something over the TV, blah, blah. I even, had to, chill, man. Chill. Y'all going home, man. Relax this shit, man. Because I knew what Giz was going to do. I knew already. So, Giz stewed the whole night. He waited. When they called breakfast in the morning, the HBO dude went out. It was like 7 in the morning. Chow on the chow. The police open the door. Everybody just goes. It's like a little medium and shit. So, I guess dude knew too though. Like he wasn't, he wasn't a sucker dude either. You know what I'm saying? But again, it don't matter. Certain people, even if you ain't a sucker, don't matter. They don't matter. Like it's on. So they get tape, boom, pulls the knife out. Now son is going home in 2 hours. 2 hours. And Giz is going home in 2 days. It's Monday now. He's going home Wednesday. Giz pulled his knife out. The dude pulled out it was about this long, right? Maybe 18 inches, something like that. And it was a thick piece of wood, like it was heavy as fuck. And they start going at it. You know what I mean? Giz ducking, the dude ducking, trying to hit Giz with the stick. Boom, Giz hitting him, caught him in the arm, blah, 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 shit like that. Like, he only caught him a little bit in the arm, so it wasn't like he really got him good. They doing it. He's trying to stab me, trying to, one time, so Giz rushed in, boom, Giz slipped on the grass, and the dude came and was like, and again, this is my boy. You know what I mean? So I was right there, so I was like, nah, I went to jump, I really, to be honest with you, I was just like trying to, nah. You know what I mean? And the dude backed up, oh, y'all trying to jump me? Y'all trying to jump me? No, nobody was trying to jump him, but Giz, let me tell you this is how gangster Giz was. Giz was like, yo, Fred, chill. Flipped on me. He got mad. Yo, Fred, chill. Fuck that. I got this. Started going at him again, trying to stay. I'm like, oh, shit, it's crazy. So, somebody around said, yo, police, the dude split up, boom. The reality is son got to go home. He's lucky. He didn't get as bad as, you know what I mean? Like, if he didn't have that, it would have been problems. On the day of. And Giz ended up going Wednesday, and they were waiting for him in immigration anyway. So he went to immigration, and they shipped him out to Kensington, Jamaica. The same, like, these guys, I mean, this is what I'm trying to tell you people. And it's like, you would think, like, nah, I'm going home, fuck that, chill. And there's people like that. Like, nah, man, I'm going home, man, chill. You know what I'm saying? I told you a story about, dude I knew, he got robbed. And he was from around my way. I knew him a little bit, but he was cool with my brother Mike. You know what I mean? I gave him the burner. Here, go handle your business. He knew who did it. He knew who did it. And he was like, nah, man, I'm going home next year. It was like a year. I don't want the problems. And, all right, give me my knife back. All right. Fine. What I'm supposed to do. Because, my motto, people, you can't help nobody that don't want to help themselves. What I'm supposed to do. All right, give me my shit, It was what it was. Even out here, like, he's home now. We good. He even wrote me like, yo, man, thank you for helping me. And he's older than me, too. Yo, thank you for helping me, man. Thank you if it wasn't for you, I know I wouldn't have got through. And it's all love, bro. You know what it is. Another incident, kid named Levi. He was from Long Island and shit. And I was in this crib, and then what happened was I went to like an honor dorm type shit. You know what I mean? I never wanted to go, and I said, fuck it. My people left. Fuck it, let's go. I went to honor dorm. So I left, and I left on a Friday in the afternoon. I went to the honor dorm. Saturday night, some shit happened. I think it was with something over the Apollo or some dudes watching it. It's always over something stupid like the TV. That's why we used to call it the television or the idiot box. You know what I mean? As I got older, in the beginning, I used to be on that shit. Now we watching this, right? But as I got older, and really seeing like, just the television caused a lot of problems, especially if there was only one TV and there's 60 people in the house. These dudes want to watch sports. These dudes want to watch movies. Saturday. You know what I mean? Saturday's college basketball and this, but the Spanish guys want to watch fucking Super Sabado. You know what I'm saying? So it's always tension over the television. Anybody been up? Anybody, especially if there's one TV. But I've been to facilities where there's two TVs where it's great. It's less arguments. Like, y'all dudes got the movies, and that's where y'all over there, this is a sports TV. Nothing comes on but sports. Like, there used to be dudes in there, maybe 4 o'clock trying to watch some shit, and, motherfucker come in, nah, we watching high school golf. Like, just to do it. Like, nah, just because it's a sports TV, get the fuck out of here, like, type shit. So, it was actually less tension when there was two TVs. Anybody up north know what I'm talking about. So, Levi and the kids, it was Levi and a couple of Long Island dudes, right? They were all black dudes. And the dudes that were beefing with were Spanish dudes. You know what I'm talking about? So Levi went and he got a net bag, right? And he put a couple cans of like tomato sauce and a few things in the net bag. And when dude was watching TV, he hit him in the face. Boom! And that was another one. Oh, the point of the matter is the kid he hit in the face and lost his teeth. And he was going home Monday. This was a Saturday night. And it was a riot. They started rioting the house. Dudes started throwing chairs, busting. Dudes was even like telling me, yo, Fred, it's your fault because you left. Because I used to be right, you know what I mean? In the middle of it. Like, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. Let them get this, let them watch this, we gonna watch this later. You know what I mean? Like, that was me. I know, you know, some people may not understand that, but that's who I was. That's how, that's, you know what I mean? That's how I kept it. You know what I'm saying? I was in that house for a couple years. Like, it's just the way it is. When you're in the house for a long time, you have say. You know what I'm talking about? So dudes was like, yo, because you left, man. This kept because of you. You know what I'm saying? Because, I kept the tensions. All right, I was cool with everybody. Everybody, you know what I mean? This is how it goes. You know what I mean? I had a routine. That's what it was. So I left, all hell broke loose. Now, I'm just, you know, I'm not saying that to big myself up. I'm just telling you part of the story. That's a fact, 1,000% on my kids. That's what happened. So they start going at it, hitting each other with chairs, stabbing, hitting each garbage, you know, sun swinging and shit. But the dude was fucked up. All his teeth fucked up, and he was going home Monday. They didn't let him go home. Because that's the certain rules up there. Like, if you hurt yourself, you have to heal before you go home. So he had to have all types of dental shit done before they would even let him to go home. That's why a lot of dudes, when they're short and they're getting ready to, like, come home, you know, in a few months, they stop playing basketball. They stop because if you break some, you fucked up. They won't let you go. You're state property. You have to be proper. Right? On Rikers Island, it's backwards. It's the same thing. A lot of dudes don't want to go upstate. Maybe they have beef. Maybe I knew one dude. I told you he had a visit coming like Thursday. A girl was coming to visit him Thursday. It was Monday, and they told him pack it like he was getting ready to go upstate. Pack it up. He broke his own hand with a scrub brush. I gotta go to the hospital. Had to put the cast on. Now he can't go upstate because upstate, when you go to the penitentiary, which is different than Rikers, which is more county-ish for all you out-of-towners, out-of-staters, counties, Rikers, prison's different world. When you get sentenced and you go up to the prison, if you have anything wrong with you, they won't accept you. They'll send you back to Rikers Island. So he had a broken arm, back to Rikers Island, just so he could get his visit on Thursday. This is what I'm trying, you know what I mean? Like, it just sounds crazy because it's a crazy fucking world. It's a fucking crazy fucking world that I tried to bring you in so you understand, because some of these stories sound so fucking outlandish right on my channel. But you've never heard somebody say, nah, that can't be true, or that's not. You never, because anybody that been to New York Penitentiary know what the fuck I'm talking about. And this is why I do what I do, people. So these kids understand, man, there's crazy motherfuckers in the penitentiary, man, that don't, like, that don't give a fuck about you. Don't care who you are. Don't care, you know, what you've been through. They'll kill you. That's just how, you know, that's just how it goes. And all you people looking up to hood idols and all of that. Like in the penitentiary, you know what's big? The Feds magazine. Right? Feds and Don Diva. But everybody on the cover of Feds and Don Diva that we reading are dead or in jail. All them hood idols, all them people who people tell stories about aren't here. They're all gone. Or they're all rats, or they're dead. It's real simple. You know, living that hood life only leads to, I was going to say one, no, it leads to a few things, but all of them are just destruction. Jail, death, hospital beds, ratting because they got your mama. What you do? I want people in the comments to write down right now. If they got your mother in the next cell talking about they're going to give her 20 years and she ain't really got much shit to do with it, are you going to tell? Ladies, they got you in the room and you being this gangster and all that, and they tell you, we're taking your kids. You'll never see your kids again. Are you going to tell? Of course you are. So I'm saying, don't even put yourself in that fucking situation in the first place. That's it. It's real simple. Don't put yourself in that position in the fucking first place. To you kids, stay your ass in school. I might make some shirts. Stay your ass in school. Do the right thing. That gangster life, it's not real. This internet shit is not fucking real. The dudes you following and idolizing, it's not fucking real. Because you know what happens is a lot of these guys go to jail and then they realize they're ever in their ways, but it's too fucking late. Like it's too late for these dudes on the internet talking this gangster shit, talking their, what they did and who they are and they're the this and they're the that. It's too late for those guys. It's too late. It's just you gotta shut the fuck up. You know what's crazy? A lot of these things, like especially like in the mob and stuff like that, you take an oath. And a lot of these street organizations are the same way. You take an oath. And a lot of them, the oath is not to talk organization business with somebody who's not in the organization. That's one of the top rules. Don't talk, I'm just going to say gang or organization stuff with people who aren't in the organization. But yet, these same dudes in Mafia too, they take the oath. And these same, like, on the street level, these dudes took this oath. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. But then they're on the internet talking their business. I just don't get it. That's why I never really that's a violation to me. They need, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm in that and I'm like seeing you do that, like, I never got involved with that shit, man. Because I'm a fucking different breed. That's it. You know what I mean? You can't talk about it. Can you imagine a made mafia member? I'm talking about these rats, the Italians that are on the internet now, YouTube. They've all snitched and they've all been in the witness protection plan. All of them that's on here. Yo, you guys seen all the new podcasts that are popping up? All those guys are rats, or they wouldn't be talking about their crimes. That's one. But can you imagine a made man in the mafia getting on the internet, showing his money? Can you imagine a made man, but I'm talking about somebody who's living that life, getting on the internet, shouting out the Godfather? Can you imagine it? No, it wouldn't happen. And that was the point I was trying to get. So if your street organization and you're basing your principles on like how the mafia ran shit, then what are you doing? Then what the fuck are you doing? You're just giving these people information. That's all you're fucking doing. You're giving these people information. You are helping them with their investigation. And your words will be used. You know what? Check this out, right? I remember this back in the days watching like fucking TJ motherfucking Hooker. Right? Miami Vice, whatever the fuck. TJ Hooker was it, right? What do they tell you when they grab you and arrest you? What's the Miranda rights? You have what? You have the right to remain silent. Ready for the next line? Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Let's figure that out. It can and it will. In other words, whatever you tell us is not going to be secret. It will be used in a court of law. What are you doing? It's the same concept as the Miranda rights. Anything you say on here can and will be used against you in a court of law. Yeah, my son. He wildin'. Probably told him he couldn't get a cookie or not. But hey, listen, that's life, right? I'd rather hear that scream. I'd rather hear that than the screams I heard at night, than the screams of torture, than the screams of people killing themselves, the screams of people cutting their wrists and bleeding out in a cell. I'd rather hear that scream. Yeah, you know, it's a good scream to me. I love that scream. You know, my little guys. And that's what it's about, people. It's about that family life. It's about, you know, you want to be, you want to be faithful to something. You want to be passionate about something. You want to be loyal to something. How about your family? Because when you're in the streets, you're not loyal to them. And then when you go to jail, you expect them to be loyal to you. You expected people, oh, they ain't doing this for me, they ain't doing that. Well, you weren't loyal in the first place. I don't care what you did for them while you were out. You weren't loyal because you knew the end game. You knew that the end of the line was going to be prison or death. That's how it goes. That's it. The blueprint has been there for a long time. Wake the fuck up, people. Anyway, people, you already know, man. I'm up here damn near an hour. You know, I love you guys. I appreciate everybody who's watching down in the chat. Y'all know this isn't a live. You know what I mean? I'm just, you know, making this video and I'm going to put it up at 8 o'clock like I do every Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Tune in right here with Fred White. You guys know my motto. Experience is the greatest teacher. But somebody else's experience can be just as valuable if you pay attention and listen. And on that note, Fred White, signing off. Love you guys.